Salutations, everyone. Welcome to a Monster Hunter Wilds trailer discussion. This is the 100th time I'm assuming I tried making this video, and of course, my throat is hurting. So I apologize if I sound raspy or if my words get cut off, you know? Um, I apologize for that. This is an unscripted video, and already I'm just annoyed. I've done like the first take really well on a video, and then all of a sudden I was like, let me do another take. And here we have part, I don't even know what, but um, regardless, let us begin talking about this latest trailer. What I like about this trailer is that it's really compact and it doesn't reveal too much. I think the previous problem with Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak was it revealed too much in the trailers, and they should have not done that at all. They should have at least kept like 10 monsters in advance. I know it's way early ahead to say that Capcom is going to keep all of them hidden, but I'm just going to assume by the way they're posting stuff that so far they're just going to be showing a couple of important stuff, and they're going to be keeping a lot of other things away. Hopefully that is the case, but then again, you don't know. Maybe the last minute, the final trailer, they will reveal everything. So I don't want that. This looks much better, having a compact trailer showing only small stuff. Showing everything is just gonna suck. We all know that. Anyways, let us begin the trailer. So it starts off with basically continuing from the previous trailer. Remember when it was pointed out there was something happening where Nata is looking? There was something happening, and um, all I assumed was all I assumed was that it possibly is like a large elder dragon, and it's burrowing. But it turns out it's not an elder dragon that's burrowing. It's something else. Oh, sorry. Just whacked my tripod. It is a herd, everyone. A herd of leviathans. Burrowing leviathans. They look so cool. I like their tail. It's like screws, all twisty. And the way they move is like twistable, like worms. Okay. So we then cut off from that scene, and we then are with our hunter, and with our feline, our birdie. Of course, judging by the color of the feathers, I know it's going to be customizable. Once you finish create your character, you'll be able to customize your secrets. So that's awesome. Um, our feline points out something. We get to see a man being harassed by a group of I forgot their names. I searched on the website, it has their names on it. I don't remember. Something, um, something. Balahara? I don't know. Maybe I'm just making up words. It started with a B. I think it had a L in it and a couple of A's. It ended with an A. Yes, our thumbnail. And as you can see, this monster looks grotesque. It reminds me of a plant, one of those Venus flytraps, but just more different because you get to see this looks like um, the leaves, and the body looks like the stem. Kind of cool, but no, it's so much detail. You get to see the ants over here. I'm sure you can't see it properly on this screen um, because the way I'm recording, but if you watch it on your own, you'll be able to see much more details. He asks us why are we here. So I'm assuming that this hunt that takes place possibly is like 25% in the game or 35% in the game, and we have spoken to this character before, and maybe this character is either a hunter or maybe he's a lone wolf hunter. He just wants to hunt on his own, or maybe he's specializing in something else. Maybe he is related to the village chief because he has like these horns on his head, which kind of uh, signify importance. Signify importance. Am I saying the word correctly? I don't even think I am saying the word correctly. Okay, so we shoot off something with our slinger, causes an causes a powerful hit, and as you can see, what he's wearing, it looks like he's wearing some kind of like important ornament over his head. It either could just be a design, aesthetically, or it could be something of importance, like actual importance, like maybe he's related to the village chief. Or it just could be a regular hunter, you know? Now you get to see a wide open desert. What I like about this is if you look carefully, you get to see those rods where the lightning strikes. Can you see my hand? There we go. And over here, you get to see another reappearance of a windrake. I don't know if they have names already. I know obviously all the monsters have, but I don't know if they have been shown yet to the public. Um, I checked the official Monster Hunter website. It doesn't say anything about the small monsters, but for some reason, a PlayStation website states the small monster names for some reason. I don't even know why. Regardless, I don't even know if this was mentioned, but the Windrake has been shown in the previous two trailers as well. So it's cool to see them again. And what's cool is they could also be some kind of annoyance in certain hunts, because some windrakes are cool, some windrakes are terrible. And of course, windrakes are extremely important for traveling too. So I'm sure they'll be able to take you one place to another if you're just hunting without your secrets. A lot of rock formations, as you can see. And I just spotted something, but maybe you'll be able to see it again. There. Can you see that little hole? Couple of, you know, beyond the rocks, you can see, you know, in between a couple of rocks, you get a little hole. It's either a place where monsters can spawn, or it's a place where the hunters can explore, or both. Um, Maybe the monsters spawn more deeper inside, but um, it could be a cavern where you just go in, you can find a bunch of stuff, you can mine, gather items, you can also possibly find a pool, I'm assuming, especially in a desert. There might be a hidden pool somewhere. And you also get to see some kind of structure. This looks like it was man-made, this one over here, and it broke. I'm assuming it was something of very importance, and then it collapsed as the ages went. The more deeper you go over here, you can see it's like the other area. And so far, what I'm liking about these monsters is that these are large monsters. Okay, you guys are being harassed by large monsters, a group of large monsters, something that you would never expect in a Monster Hunter game because we're so used to the dynamic of having a few monsters that have smaller variations that will sometimes be in different environments, but now we have like large monsters forming bonds, and um, we get to see all of them harass you, which is funny. Look at that. That's a good shot. Look at all that spit. um, that's a good shot. Really good shot. So they attack in these large herds, but I'm sure in this part where you're hunting with the other guy, I'm sure they were distressed with something. Maybe they were distressed. You know, I'm assuming. Now, here's the cool thing. We did see this monster technically, or small parts of him, previous trailer. We saw him, wrestling with a Doshigama, however you pronounce it. We saw him wrestle with them. Also a large one in the sand. We saw a large one in the sand, and I think it's the same one that can cause these massive ripples in the sand. So I'm guessing that's the alpha of the pack. It will take you underneath. I wonder if you will get Diablos because that's something Diablos could do in the previous mainline game, Monster Hunter World. Um, that was really fun. Now this looks really, really mean. Look at this one. Look at this guy. So he looks like an alpha. It looks like there's more color on him. It looks more angry, and I'm assuming this stuff they spit out is either oil or some kind of jelly or some kind of what do you want to call it? Poison, some kind of sticky poison, or maybe it's something that's just very sticky. Maybe they use it to trap their enemies, you know. But I think it could be poison. It could be poison. It could be poison. As you can see, it looks like tar, but for me, it could also be oil. So because it looks a bit more slippery than tar. Okay, they can even pounce. You can see more of those windrakes. Of course, as I said, windrakes, some species can be good, some species can be bad. Um, I'm assuming these guys could be good. I'm assuming, or unless maybe they go bad certain points. Sorry about this. Let me close the window. Sorry about that. As I watch the hunter get harassed by large leviathans outside, I have a horde of monkeys running about, so that's something to just point out. You got to close the windows, because they can steal. So you can look more over there. You get to see some extra stuff. Um, Now, some of these things don't look properly rendered. It's either that it takes time to render or you just won't be able to go beyond that point, I'm assuming. Or maybe this is a separate section where you don't normally go in, and that's why it looks like that. Okay, we're getting swallowed in the sand. See, it does have those ons on him, which it makes him feel it's either some kind of disguise, or aesthetic disguise, or it's some kind of just representation of who he is in the village. That's my opinion. It could be a hunter, could be a gatherer, could be a researcher, could be a villager. I mean, a regular villager, or the village chief, or his son. Because I doubt the village chief will be going on his own without a team of other people. So maybe he's the rebellious son. I'm assuming. I'm assuming. And what I like about this is that this monster can wrap around stuff. As you can see, it's like a little wiggly worm, and I just love it. I love the complexity of the monster movements in this game. They interact more with the environments. Monster Hunter World, they really brought Monster Hunter on the main stage. Of course, that also sounds like a bad thing. It's a blessing and a curse, but you also have um, like an idea of what they were trying to do, but they did it in a small scale. And Monster Hunter Wilds feel like something that is like a dream Monster Hunter game, like something they really wanted to make ages ago. But it looks like oil. It looks like oil. We get coated in it. Um, okay, we can actually run away from the ripple. Yeah, that looks green. I'm wondering if or that's just maybe a different angle. So you got to be careful about these guys. Now, early in the morning, or was it yesterday? I can't remember. I was remembering some of those other monsters that look like dolphins. Um, the Piscean wyverns that swim in the sand, those small ones that look like dolphins. I was just thinking about that. I was like, wow, imagine if they showed that, and now we have this one instead. So far, we have not seen any returning monster. I expected them to show returning monsters in this trailer. No returning monster. Okay, like this is insane. It's either that they only have a few returning monsters or they have no returning monster besides Rathian and Rathalos. That's surprising because that would be really awesome. I would keep saying that I want a 90% cast of fresh monsters. The rest 10% can consist of large monsters and small monsters, returning monsters, but um, that 90% needs to be majority of new monsters. I want to see new monsters, and it seems like this is what I'm getting. I'm getting a lot of new monsters. Um, that's cool. We get to see some kind of pack. Now this is different. We're getting a pack turf war. The closest thing we ever had in Monster Hunter World to this was the Teostra and the Lunastra uh, turf war. They do it together, and this one is more like a pack. Like you'll have specific pack animations. I also noticed that with the previous trailer too, you had those small bird wyverns uh, latching on to the Doshugama, however you pronounce it, latching on to that monster, and it looked way different. It looked like a special animation. So I'm assuming that these monsters will have much more animations. And when you have more animations, I'm assuming that there's going to be less of a cast of monsters. Like I'm assuming there might be like 18 or 19 large monsters and like um, maybe like 15 small monsters altogether. So that's possibly something I'm expecting. And then we have our flagship. Now, looking at him at first glance, he does look a bit like Gormagala and a bit of Zenoga, but no, it is completely different. The more you look at him, the more different he looks. He has a flying wyvern flagship. And for some reason, the website does not really disclose of him. Maybe because they did not show too much of him, compared to the other worm Leviathan monster. It does have the lightning element, which is pretty awesome, and he's charging it up and he's going to shoot it out. So I'm guessing as the storm emerges, we are going to falsely accuse like all the other monsters we've done during like the previous few games. I know not all Monster Hunter games did this, but many Monster Hunter games did this, where they falsely accused one monster of being the main target, and then all of a sudden we realize, oh, it's another monster, and it's gonna be the same thing. This monster cannot cause that much thunder all over. I'm assuming there is another monster, a larger monster, causing all of this, causing more thunder, which is possibly attracting this monster because maybe this monster shields itself in the cloud. Maybe it's like all the time we assume one monster did it, but instead it's another monster. you know. And look at that. I like that. It reminds me a bit of Sergio's a bit. You know, has some cool mixtures. One thing I like about this Monster Hunter game is that a lot of the monsters look so different. Like you wouldn't really notice them in a Monster Hunter game because you won't really think of them being in a Monster Hunter game. I'm guessing you'll also have some tail attacks because look at the tail if you can see it. You know, I hate monsters and their wacky tails. I always would rage anytime that their tail whacks me, and it's gonna have some interesting tail. Thunder is coming out of it. I'm assuming it's either thunder or it's just charging. Then we have another cutscene where I don't even know what that is. That either could be a painting, it either could be a design, could be a rock formation, or it could be something else. Who knows? Could be a plant. Who knows? But as you can see, this is the village clothing. It looks like these cloaks, these cat cloaks, you know, or bear cloaks because their hair, you know, you know, covering their head. It's this hood that looks like either cat ears or bear ears. And then you have the Doshaguma. They're coming, guys. They're coming in the village. So I don't know what this means. It's either like a little cutscene, or it could be a siege mission where you have to stop the monsters from entering, or rampages. Now, here's the thing. I like the idea of rampages But Monster Hunter what? Monster Hunter, not Wilds. What am I thinking? Monster Hunter Rise. I'm mixing all the titles up. I'm going insane. Monster Hunter Rise executed this thing extremely bad. I would rather have like a separate Rampage game, in my opinion, like a separate spin-off game, than have what they did with Monster Hunter Rise, you know? But overall, like if they do implement some kind of rampaging thing in it, it better be done better than the previous one, because Rise's rampage was terrible. Here we have our hunter riding, and we're going to be fighting this large worm. We slice it, and then done. And that's it. We also get news of crossplay. So yeah, we are getting crossplay, meaning that we'll be able to play with, like, if you're on Xbox, you'll be able to play with someone on PlayStation, you know, which is pretty cool. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's just such a hard one, but 21 minutes in. I like how compact this trailer is. Is it better than the previous one? I mean, it's less fluff than the previous one. I felt like the previous one had more fluff, but maybe that's just me. Uh, but still, regardless, um, it's just like 57's. No, not 57. Uh, what's the number? Freaking 51 seconds extra. I feel like, maybe the previous trailer had a bit more fluff, but it was important fluff. Um, so yeah, this one is just more weird, weirdly short, and I like it. I really like it. They did not show everything. They did not reveal everything. It's good. Now the next question is, when is the next trailer? When are we getting more information? And will they ever tease all the monsters in the trailers, or will they at least keep a couple of them private? Because I think people should at least unlock a couple of them on their own. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Bye.